Joining us now is Naren Chowdhury, CEO of Panera Bread. Naren, thank you so much for joining us. I want to start off on this massive growth in delivery. You're taking kind of an unusual approach to delivery. Tell us about your hybrid model.
Yeah, so Panera is actually emerging stronger through the pandemic. As you mentioned, we are more off-premise than before. So from 40% before the pandemic to almost 85% is now off-premise. And more digital, from 35% to nearly 55% of our business is digital. And I think on the off-premise, the biggest driver is delivery. Our delivery business is growing by more than 100%. And as you mentioned, we have a unique, a very versatile delivery model. We have the combination of a fully owned delivery infrastructure with 8,000 of our own delivery drivers on the one hand. And on the other hand, we have partnerships with third-party aggregators and all sort of hybrid models in the middle as well. So it's a very flexible delivery model that is helping us drive this growth that we are seeing.
Now, with all of this news about the vaccine and this hope that some people at least will be returning to the office in the not too distant future, how does that change your expectations for delivery? Do you think that the delivery business will remain as strong 6 months from now?
I do think it will. You know, I think consumer habits have changed, and I think the requirement for off-premise convenience and digital access, I think, is here to stay. So it might not be quite to the same extent as it is right now, but it certainly is going to be much higher than it tended to be before. And therefore, a big part of our strategy is to continue to, expand our off-premise access, be that be delivery, drive-through, rapid pickup, curbside, and so on, and also strengthen the digital access to enable that growth. So I believe delivery, convenience, off-premise is here to stay.
And Naren, when it comes to delivery, I wonder how you think of it post-pandemic. There's a good piece in the Journal this morning that questions whether DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats will be as appealing to restaurants post-pandemic when perhaps some of the commission caps go away. How much commission are you paying right now? And is there a point where you'd say, forget it, we're out, and perhaps you'll build up your own delivery fleet?
No, as I mentioned, we already have our own delivery fleet. And on top of that, we have added our partnership with third-party aggregators. And here's the thing. We actually find that the third-party aggregator model is incremental to our delivery infrastructure that we have because it gives us access to the evening day part and the weekends, something that we didn't quite have with our own infrastructure. So we see this as actually being good for us. So I think talking about DoorDash and Grubhub and Uber Eats, as you know, there has been undeniably some pandemic tailwinds in this particular category, but it's a tough business for them. It's very competitive. I think the business model is hard because you have to balance the needs of customers, the couriers, the restaurants, etc. So I think the companies that are going to be innovate in this environment and expand their market share, perhaps expand delivery to beyond restaurants, to groceries or drugstores, etc., are the ones I think that'll end up, doing well.
But Naren, I guess the question is there a point in which those commissions become too expensive for you and you would expand your own fleet?
No, well, I think we have as I mentioned, a flexible range of options. So fully outsourced, fully in-house, and then hybrid models in the middle. And therefore, we have different types of business models and commission arrangements with the third-party aggregators, depending on which part of the service we're leveraging. So, for example, either the first mile we leverage or we leverage the third mile, the last mile, depending on the model that we want to use. So we have a lot of flexibility, and therefore we're able to apply the appropriate business model to the situation at hand in a specific cafe. So I think given the flexible range of options, I think we're in a good position to optimize what works best for our associates, customers, and shareholders.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.